He makes a great pass at the golf ball. It's powerful, but it's rhythmic at the same time. Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par. That was not an easy bunker shot. He made it look so easy.
Really good composure. That bunker was not going to mess up his plans here. Wow, he got robbed, Frank.
No, it's like kissing your mother-in-law. Even par, apparently.
Hard to be perfect in this game. That's a bogey. Here we are now at the 12th, and Frank, this is a beautiful but dangerous hole, par 4.
It is in a number of ways. The hole bends gently to the right, which you'd think would favor a nice little fade, but the fairway just seems to shrink up. I've seen this fairway missed by so many good players. And plus its yardage, 450 odd. You can't really lay back too far, otherwise you've got too long for your second shot.
Frank, they say you have to ride the wind. Boy, he got all of that one.
Got every ounce out of the conditions.
Good-looking shot right here. No doubt they'll be happy with that shot. Well played. Made par yesterday. This one for birdie. This can be a cruel game at times. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Takes care of business there.
Solid stroke.
Now to the par 3, 13th hole. Frank, this one 210 yards.
Very, very good par 3. This is actually a big green. It's 37 yards deep, but it actually plays small. Has a front right portion. There's a roll-off area in the middle, and there's a roll-off area in the back. So don't be deceived by the size of this green. You better be pitching that tee shot right bang in the middle.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Yeah, outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Frank, that's just a really good putt right there.
Yeah, that's why you call lag putting. You get outside a certain distance, and really your mind has to be about two putting and not trying to be a hero.
And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Well, now we come to the really interesting 345-yard par 4 14th. Frank, I'm thinking that if you're leading, you're probably...
Oh, he's winding this one up. Does he have the power, though?
Frank, I think that's going to the bunker.
Looks like it.
Not missing by much today, but enough to, again, be in the bunker. Great professionals, Frank. They don't fear the green side bunker shot, do they?
No, because you can be as aggressive or as conservative as you want. You actually have far more options. And you don't have to hit the ball first.
Midway through this back nine, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time, that one gets him in the top 10.
Now at the par 5, 15th hole, 577 yards. Frank, you remember what Rory McIlroy did here in 2010, that final round, 62?
I certainly do, Rich. That was an amazing run on this second 9. And holes like this, too. He just stood up here with a driver and just obliterated it down there with a nice draw. Took those bunkers out of play and just set up a mid-iron.
Outstanding tee shot.
Yeah, ball sitting up. You don't have to worry about the wind or anything there. You just take a full-blooded cut at the second shot from here.
Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. And this would be nice. 2 straight birdies. That is some good work right there. Birdie, 1 shot closer to the lead. There you have it, Frank. The second round is complete. What are your thoughts?
I think anybody looking at this leaderboard, anybody in the top 10 of that leaderboard is certainly in a good position to win. Quality of the golf there in that first 10 is excellent.
EA Sports and the PGA of America are proud to present third round coverage of the PGA Championship.
Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
Wow, he moved that a long ways right in the fairway. Nice position, short grass, second shot. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Birdie try up next. Birdie putt coming up. The par on this hole yesterday. Well, after that birdie, has to be feeling as though they're not out of it just yet.
You're not far away from the first page of the leaderboard. A couple more birdies.
Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
Frank, this is just a pleasure to watch. A player hitting all cylinders at the top of his game.
Notice it's just flowing too. There's not a lot of deep analysis going through his mind. Just one step in front of the other. If your swing's there, you don't have to find it. If your putting stroke's there, you don't have to find it. Just let it happen.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I'd say.
That will be a great look at birdie.
Getting set now over the putt.
Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Has his par. Frank, I think the mark of a good golf course design, changing directions. We go from a right to left hole, now at the 12th, to a left to right hole.
Yeah, there's no two holes at Quail Hollow that look the same. And this one's slightly downhill. Fairway tilts a little bit to the right. And it's a bit of a sleeper. And plus you add in on top of that 450 yards plus. This is a fairway that has to be hit.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Boy, this is a challenging second shot here to the par 4 12.
It's almost like two greens, Rich. That ridge that goes through the middle about the halfway point, 18 to 20 yards. Anything over that will kick on, and anything short of that runs back to the front.
Early part of this second nine and a good approach shot. And now, pretty good chance for birdie. Didn't fare too well on this hole yesterday. Made a bogey. Well, you hate to miss the short ones. Ouch. Trying to move on with a par in his pocket.
Comfortably knocks it in.
Here we are at the par 3 13th hole. It's 210 yards. What does it take here, Frank?
It's one actually where you'd rather be conservative than aggressive here. And the reason why is this green tends to roll off at the back and the front and the middle there. So it's just something that pitches more in the central part of the green is really what's required. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up. Second shot from the rough. It's on the way. Frank, not close, but from that line, not bad.
Oh, that's excellent. Seriously, given the conditions, Rich.
13 feet away. Frank, that looked good to me. Well, you could see he's just disgusted with that effort. Settles in over the putt. Good roll. Wow, Frank, this is a really good little par 4, isn't it, the 14th?
It is, and this is where one of those strong three-woods comes in. The last 50 or 60 yards is the ball kicks down and towards the left, and it sounds like an aggressive play, but like a hard three-wood trying to run it down is actually not a bad play.
Is it drivable?
It is drivable. It's whether it's worth the risk. Errant tee shot here, Rich, but going to have to muscle this one out of the rough.
Set to go. Not an easy shot by any means. How about that shot right there from that lie in the rough to knock it that close? That's good.
Oh.
Are you kidding me? He just missed that. I cannot believe that. That was such a short putt.
Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week. Just a few too many pars. Now as we arrive at the par 5 15th hole here at Quail Hollow, 577 yards. Frank, I think a player has to be thinking about doing what Rory McIlroy did in 2010.
It's the last of the holes that you can really be aggressive on, Rich. So a good drive down here. I'm well aware of the fact that there's water on the left. This is a good chance to make something happen before you play the green mile.
And that's what McIlroy did. hit a tracer, then a 5-iron, knocked it in for eagle, shot 62, and won for the first time on the PGA Tour. Good-looking shot right here. Superb shot.
Yeah, it's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one. Even par, currently.
Well, hello there. That's an eagle.
Might be languishing in the middle of the pack, but really celebrate that.
Frank, you've been there at so many tournaments around the world. One round to go, a chance to win. What's that feeling like?
This is the fun part, knowing whether or not your body can handle the situation. You've got to push it to the limit, but that's what sport and golf is all about. Trying to do something that you've dreamed of for so long.
Final round here. 10th.
EA Sports and the PGA of America are proud to present final round coverage of the PGA Championship. They have gathered from around the world here at Quail Hollow in Charlotte, North Carolina for the final major championship of the year. We will crown our next PGA Championship winner. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. Happy to be here calling all the action. Frank, what is the mindset for this final major of the season?
Oh, I think it's taken a long time to get here, but it's well deserved, Rich. When you think of the luster of the Wanamaker Trophy, you know, winners like Rory McIlroy, Jordan Spieth of recent, but Gary Player, Jack Nicklaus, Lee Trevino, the list goes on and on. The fourth major, some say the defining major of the year, but played at a golf course that we're well used to now. So I'm looking forward to it, Rich.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
On the green, and a chance for birdie. Birdie try again here today. Had a nice birdie on this hole yesterday.
All things pointed to a good week. Birdie there, very important right now.
Playing some good golf. Now to the par 4 11. Frank, what do you think of this hole?
It's an interesting hole, Rich, and I'm curious to see how aggressive players will play here today. The easy way, obviously, is just hit it down the right side and set up a nice shot with a short iron. Or the most fun way is to take the big stick out and try and bite off as much of that corner as you choose, but be prepared to pay the price should it not come off.
Well, we've got about 135 yards left. Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Yet another birdie, and on the march, 7 under for the tournament. Par 4 12th here at Quail Hollow, 456 yards. Frank, break it down for us.
Well, there's no fairway bunkers either side, so you feel like there's nothing to work the ball off, and consequently, it's very easy to sneak it in the rough on the left or the right. And then that makes that second shot so much more difficult going up the hill. This is one hole that you have to pick a line on. You really have to know your line off the tee. There's a nice big tree down there in the distance. That's the one you want to work it off. Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
But still not done. A good third shot. Maybe get away here with par.
How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Right, that's amazing. That's a master class in short game.
Oh, I thought he had that. Oh, man.
Just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Clean this up with a tap. Bit unfortunate, loses a shot here with that bogey. Now to the par 3, 13th hole. Frank, this one 210 yards.
Very, very good par 3. This is actually a big green. It's 37 yards deep, but it actually plays small. There's a front right portion, there's a roll-off area in the middle, and there's a roll-off area in the back. So don't be deceived by the size of this green. You better be pitching that tee shot right bang in the middle.
They'll be pretty happy with that one. About 20 feet away, in a good spot. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy.
Huh.
That's good work right there. Just a tap in. Shouldn't be a problem
Just
here.
a tapping.
Frank, there's an old basketball announcer who used to say when a ball went in and out of the cylinder, just the way that one did, he would say, ringtail howitzer. And that one just didn't go in. Simple, solid, and he'll take it.
But one that you need to make.
Well, Frank, as we arrive at the par 4 14th, just 345 yards, our players no doubt are looking for a little advice from a guy who's been there. You've done it at the highest level. What's the right play here?
Rich, after all these years, I think it's like a modified tee shot. And what I'm going to say with that is like a strong 3-wood, something that pitches around 270 and kicks 30 or 40 yards, finishes up about 20 yards short of the green. I think that's the best ploy. You won't be able to get at all the flags, but I think you'll play the hole under par for the week.
When's the right time to pull out the big driver and have a go at this green?
I don't think there is, but maybe you at home should try.
That may have been a bit too much to ask for there, that distance putt, Frank.
Yeah, it's fine to be greedy before you hit the putt, but after you've hit it, 2 from that distance is fine.
There goes this journey.
Oh, filling it up today. Beautiful putt. Now at the par 5, 15th hole, 577 yards. Frank, you remember what Rory McIlroy did here in 2010, that final round, 62?
I certainly do, Rich. That was an amazing run on the second 9. And holes like this, too. He just stood up here with a driver and just obliterated it down there with a nice draw. Took those bunkers out of play and just set up a mid-iron.
Beautiful rhythmic swing right there, right down Peachtree. This could be a huge momentum swing here, Frank.
Yeah, one more good swing. And he's going to have an eagle putt coming up. I know you don't want to get ahead of yourself, but it is well on the cards.
Crucial eagle attempt on the way. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt.
What was that?
Jeez, that one just blew past the hole. It's actually on the fringe right now. Well, after that, birdie has to be feeling as though they're not out of it just yet.
You're not far away from the first page of the leaderboard. Couple more birdies.
Wow.
Frank, this one's not looking good.
Yeah, certainly not down the fairway line, heading toward the rough.
Well, not this time. That one's in the rough. Might be a tough shot coming up. Second shot coming out of the rough here.
Hybrid. Oh, shit. There we go.
That one is bunker bound, it looks like. Not what he wanted, but he's headed to the beach. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
Oh, this.
That just came out blazing. As soon as it hit the green, it was never going to stop.
Ball sitting down here in the rough. He's digging in. Coming out of the rough and right up next to the hole. Not a gimme, but well within his range.
How did that not go in?
Those are painful from that distance.
Yeah, just another one added to the card. Big mistake.
Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round.
Didn't do well this time.
Frank, you know full well, this can be a humbling game.
And an embarrassing game.
Just 2 holes remaining here at Quail Hollow in Charlotte, North Carolina. This is the signature par 3, 221 yards, the 17th.
And they have a multitude of tees here. One of the new back tees is actually where the old 16th green was. And if you think don't go left is the way to play, then that won't work either, because right's not that much good. This is it. Stand on the tee, and you better hit a good shot.
Oh no, look out, Frank. I think he flushed that one.
Oh, this is going, gone.
Either misjudged the win or simply just pulled the wrong club, Frank.
Gonna take some skill now.
Frank, this is where the mental... Oh, what an incredible shot. Now to the finishing hole here at Quail Hollow. Frank, what can we expect?
If there was a name for this hole, Rich, it should be called Narrows. The creek that meanders its way down the left side and actually divides that hole into really half the size of what a normal par 4 should be. That makes it hard. The bunker on the right is your bailout area, just over 290 yards to get past that, and then the narrowest green that still sits up against the lake. This is just a brutal finish.
Frank, this one needs to sit down.
Oh, it's got no chance, Rich.
Went for the brief swim there, Frank. He's trying to stay dry now.
He is. Just trying to avoid water on the brain as well. This will take a good swing.
Playing his 4th shot after the 3rd was wet. That one is really long, Frank. He miscalculated there.
Well, there has to be something. I mean, from where he was.
Frank, it has been that kind of a tournament. Another bogey.
No bogey.
Frank, it was a great setting with great crowds. We saw plenty of very good golf. Your thoughts?
I think the course really extracted some of the golf that we saw. It forced these players to play just some great golf. And it wasn't just like a pitch and a putt golf course. So I think seeing the guys tested, seeing the players tested at this level, it was a treat.
Paying golfers. What? strong lead there. Should change the only Houdini thing. It's not like that. What's the next one? Charity event. Here we go. I'll do better here. Much better. I'll do better here. Much better.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present this season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live first-round coverage of the Charity Invitational. Frank, through the years, there have been some great winners at the Open Championship played for June.
Well, just in recent history, remember Mark Kalkovecchia in the playoff with Wayne Grady and Greg Norman. There was also Todd Hamilton when he beat Ernie Els in the four-hole playoff. And back in 1996, Justin Leonard was to win his Open Championship.
Tom Watson also won an Open Championship here. Tom Weisskopf, his only major, that was 1973. The great Arnold Palmer, Bobby Rock, they all won at Royal Tribute. Good, clean contact, and a nice result, and a chance for birdie coming up. And with that birdie, moving into the top 20 on the leaderboard.
No problem.
Our featured golfer is already 5 holes in. Let's take you out now to the 6th. Early in the round and playing reasonably well. Nothing great, but has certainly not given a whole lot away.
Yeah, and actually a good position to really springboard the round from here.
Good tee shot right in the fairway and plenty long. Okay, the second shot now at this par 5.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Oh.
Frank had hit the green, but just didn't have enough backspin.
Yeah, you wonder what he's thinking on that.
Safely aboard. Frank going for another birdie here.
Just to get on a real roll.
Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time that one gets him in the top 10.
Frank, we're moving inland now, and what are we facing here at this par 4 7th hole?
Just a dog leg to the right. Ideally, just a little cut off the tee.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
We just saw a player in total control of what he's doing. Didn't miss a green in regulation all day long. Settles in over the putt.
And yet another birdie, this time inching into the top 5.
And this is where Gene Sarazen, the squire at the age of 71, in his farewell appearance at the Open, that was back in 1973, made an ace. How about that?
Amazing.
That's well played. Now a good look at birdie.
It's that sneaky distance.
Well, maybe lifted right there, just sort of peaked. So a tester from 4 feet. No damage done. Made the par. Frank, how does the front 9 finish up with this par 4?
Well, the par 4 ninth is called the Monk. It's not overly long, 423 yards, dogleg to the right. Just one bunker down the left to be avoided.
Yeah. Sapibo Badini.
Now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Terrific golf shot. And now that for an easy birdie. And who knows? It is a 4-round tournament, setting himself up for a good weekend, maybe a great one. The young star makes his birdie.
Wait a second, okay.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today it's live second-round coverage of the Charity Invitational. Rich Lerner back at historic Royal Troon with Frank Novola, who's played the Open Championship on 2 occasions here at a golf course that goes back to the late 1800s. This is the first par 5, Frank, on the golf course, and you would think a chance to make a birdie and get that round started.
It certainly is. Dogleg right, 2 bunkers on the left. If you hit the ball a little bit straight, you'll certainly get into those pot bunkers. The one on the right, most people can carry. And carry that, this par 5, more than reachable.
Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot.
Four on him. We'll see why.
Whoop, this is taken off on a weird line.
And it's going to be in the rough, it looks like. Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, you know, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
Ooh, what a shot right there. Beautifully done. Now, the first par 3 here at Royal Troon. It's the 5th hole. A little bit more than 200 yards. What's the challenge here, Frank?
A lot depends on the breeze. Plus, you remember, you've got to allow for the roll and the bounce here. So anything pitching on the front of the green, let that ball release or kick towards the middle and back of the screen.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Well, that's how you do it. Hit it close, take the pressure off that putt. That one should be no problem. Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus.
I got it.
That was a nice birdie, and no doubt he's feeling pretty good about his position on this leaderboard.
A series of good holes in a row has got him to this point.
What a good hole. They call it the slopes, and the rough off the right-hand side of the green, really some of the most punishing on the entire course.
And the one thing you don't want to do is actually leave it up there on that high side, because it means that you'll be chipping downhill. I tell you, there's long and long, and that with a little bit of breeze behind, it's long.
He rode the wind there to payday. He's going to have a good look coming up. And a chance for eagle after that perfectly played shot.
It's an awkward length.
Frank, this is some sensational stuff here.
Eagle to tie.
Ball's teed up, ready to fly here at the 7th.
Yeah, it's a slight elevated tee, so you see all the problems in front of you. A couple of bunkers down the left, 2 down the right, but it's links golf, so you know where you got to go. That's in between them.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green. Had a birdie here yesterday in there close. Great opportunity for another one. He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today? Thundering up the leaderboard. 10 under par for the tournament. What a birdie. Frank, the 8th hole, it is one of the most famous in the world, the little postage stamp par 3.
Yeah, the front part of the screen's the widest, Rich. Then it starts to narrow up. So you never know. Maybe going a little lower if you're going to go towards the back of the green. But really, if you're going to air, you want to air on that first third, first half of the screen.
And you don't want to come in too hot and roll it off the back. I mean, really, on top of his game right now. That was a splendid approach shot. Pretty much doing everything right this week. 11 under for the tournament. Frank, the 9th hole, 423 yards, not especially long by today's standards. You looking to make birdie here, or you happy to make a par and move on to the back 9?
Well, there's certainly a chance for birdie. One of the hardest things about the 9th is the raised green. And it's sort of, there's 2 tiers here, just the top level. If that pin is on the top level, then you would certainly walk away with 4 very happily.
Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Good swing, good shot yet again. You can't hide the flag stick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Tough game, Frank. You can hit 300-yard drives and miss 3-foot putts.
Yeah, there's the ecstasy, and that's the agony.
Just a couple of feet. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall.
Well, Rich, 2 rounds in the books, and it's easy to see why the leaders are on top of that leaderboard.
Excellent performance, but still a long ways to go in this tournament.
2 rounds. Scuba diving for golf balls. Set in here just to see if the Holocaust
EA
is
Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Charity Invitational. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Novelo. Always a treat to be in Scotland, Frank, and at one of the oldest golf clubs in the world, Royal Troon.
Yeah, it's getting close to 150 years old. It was first established all the way back in 1878. Actually, the original golf course only had 5 holes on it. But over the Open Championship roster, this has probably been the most successful, or provided the most success to American players. The last 6 Open Championship winners were all American.
Has one of the most famous holes in all of major championship golf, the 123-yard par 3 8th. It's known as the postage stamp, and one of the legends had a really nice moment there many years ago.
The late Gene Sarazen, the Squire. Yeah, he had a little ace there, all televised too, and it was a great way to remember his phenomenal career.
Oh, you done? Oh, thank God. Okay, they're done.
We're off and running here, and let's take you down to the action at hole number 1. Starting to round the turn now. 72 holes, it's a lot of golf. Third round about to get underway.
Yeah, played well through the first 2 days. Very much in contention, but it's still a new day.
I mean, that is a sight to behold. What a spectacular shot we just saw on the par 4 with a drive in 1. That's not how you picture it, Frank, when you step on that first tee.
No, you'd like to go back to that first tee right now and start again.
Racking them and stacking them. That's 12 under par now for the tournament. Frank, they call this second hole Black Rock. They also call it the most heavily bunkered hole on the entire course. What do you have to do to stay away from them?
Well, it plays in the same direction as the first hole, so the prevailing breeze normally off the right. Some bunkers in play either side. Really just let the ball go to ground, let it run out. There's 11 bunkers in total in the second hole.
Paying attention like a little kid at school, Frank. That baby's sitting up.
Sitting up? It's got the best view as well. You don't even need binoculars from where that ball is.
That's good stuff right there. Wonderful approach, and now a really good look at birdie. But he's going for back-to-back birdies here, trying to jumpstart this round.
Some momentum moving in the right direction.
Not a real hard game, is it? Birdie to open. Back to the tee box here on hole number 3, and there are a few club selection decisions that come into play on this first shot, Frank.
There is. The reason why, there's a burn that cuts through from the 16th hole all the way across the golf course through the middle of the third. And that stops, or should I say starts, at about 285 yards. That really has to be at the forefront of your mind.
Oh, that was just a gutsy shot right there, and a good look at eagle coming up. This is a 13-footer. How does that not go in? This one just requires a little bit of focus. Nice solid start to the round. Tee to green looks to be in command.
Yeah, it's surprising. I thought he might have been a little shaky out of the gate, but certainly proved me wrong.
Here's the first par 5 on the golf course. It's the 4th hole, Frank. How good of a scoring opportunity is this?
Certainly one of the best opportunities on the front side. There's 3 bunkers, but really the one that you focus on is the one on the right. If you can carry that, that's certainly the one to take on, because that ball will kick a lot further down the fairway. And sometimes you can be left with just a mid-iron into the green.
That's a good start to the hole, right down the middle. Frankie could make eagle right here with a really good approach shot.
Yeah, well within his reach, too. And, Rich, if we just sit back and relax here, I think we're going to see perhaps a very good look at eagle coming up.
Wouldn't say he's ecstatic, but not unhappy either.
At 24 feet, there'll be a lot of players much further away than that on this hole.
Oh,
that's the cruelest thing about this game, Rich. I mean, it's just now it's another shot.
Nudge this one home, finish it up. Putting on a show, this tournament moves to 15 under par. There you have it. Round 3 is finished, and it was a good one, Frank.
Yeah, after 3 rounds in, you really could start to see who could take home the trophy when it's all said and done. Great play, though, up until this point. Round 4 should be an absolute thriller.
breaking bunkers. Last round.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Charity Invitational. Always great to be in Troon, Scotland, at the Royal Troon Golf Club, founded in 1878. Frank, it is a golf course, true links. It's bathed in history.
That's fine.
Frank, you played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
No problems there. Really good approach shot. Now, good look at birdie. And getting ready for the putt. Go ahead and do that. What a putt. Frank, here's the only par 5 on the back 9 at Royal Troon.
You'd think at 542 yards it would be reachable, but the burn that cuts across really limits the tee shot to about 280 yards. So it's very much about placing that second shot in a good distance for your third.
In the 1997 Open Championship here at Royal Troon, you played with Tiger Woods in the 3rd round. What did he do at this 16th hole?
He hit a driver for his second shot into a head breeze from about 270 yards. Managed to get it on the green, then knocked it in from about 45 feet for eagle.
You knew he was something special back then, didn't you?
Yeah, he was the only one that even tried that shot.
So missed the fairway, and now he's back where he needs to be.
Yeah, minimize the problems.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Oh, can't hide the flag stick from that man. Par yesterday. Now for birdie. Oh, yeah, he's made it for a birdie. 17th here at Royal Troon. This is a very strong par 3, isn't it, Frank?
Well, if rabbits have teeth, then this is why it's called rabbit. Very, very strong par 3.
Go hybrid.
Oh, this is right at it.
Solid shot right there, 15 feet away.
Really? This is an awkward length.
Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even
Bum
with
bum
approach
all over
shots
my
as well,
face.
but obviously we see it more on putting.
Did the job right there. Frank, now the final hole here at Royal Troon, and when you think about the legends who have made the walk toward the clubhouse and the claret jug, it really does give you a sense of where you're at. How about Arnold Palmer, Bobby Locke, Tom Watson, Tom Weiskopf? They've all made the walk on this final hole to the claret jug.
And they've all hit great tee shots, and that's really what you need here. There's a bunker for just about every distance you hit the ball. So there's 3 down the left. There's no other way around it but avoiding them. And there's 1 down the right if you try and play it too safe.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Putting all of his talents on display here from the rough. And he knocks it really close. Beautiful shot. To win the Charity Invitational. Wow, I thought he made that. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Been pretty good all day from this distance. Just trying to take care of business. Continuing to putt with confidence. Just a tremendous week of golf. And that, my friend, is a winner right there.
Yeah, and he should be proud of himself, too. It took golf of the highest quality to beat this high-quality field, and that is something that you will remember for a long, long time.
I think at any moment, it's always max. I do it for the wins. I do it for the wins. Huh? Talking about. There we go. Look at that. No more equipment. I gotta move all the outfits. There we go. Going for it again. Tickle your butthole, make it happen. Tickle your bumhole, make it happen.
EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. It's the opening round of the Pittsburgh Invitational. And hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Navalo. We are at Oakmont Country Club in western Pennsylvania. Frank, the site of so many historic moments. Great players have made their mark here. Sam Snead, Ben Hogan, Jack Nicklaus, Ernie Els, a long and distinguished list.
Oakmont, if it's not the most difficult golf course in North America, Rich, it's certainly one of the most difficult golf courses. With its 210 bunkers, really personified by the church pews, the hard and slick greens that slope away from the player and the tight fairways. This golf course always requires the utmost precision.
Frank, that's as good as I have seen all day long.
I think we've got to blame that on the weather. That weather, the wind had to help that ball give it another 20, 30 yards.
Oh, yeah? What was this?
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Stuffed it in there really close, and now just a tap in. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
It's a solid par right there, Frank.
He'll be moving to third place, inching his way to the top of the leaderboard.
Ah, the par 3-8. This is where Angel Cabrera, Sunday at the U.S. Open in 2007, made a deuce, and it was set up to play at 300 yards on that final day. This is all you want, Frank, in a par 3.
Yeah, it was the first 300-yard par 3 ever in a U.S. Open.
Ooh.
They'll pay a little bit of a price for missing the fairway here, because from that rough, you cannot control the spin on the golf ball.
Oh.
Wow, Frank, he did well just to get it on the green from that lie.
I didn't think that was doable.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Frank, we see it every single round. These kind of putts determine whether it's a good score or an average score.
Yeah, and just like that, a bogey. He does not feel like he deserves it. It went from bad to worse, and right now, horrible.
What do they say, Frank? Golf spelled backwards is
Flog.
flog. Rounding out the front nine here at Oakmont, Frank, it looks to be straight away, uphill. Anything to be cautious about on this tee shot?
Well, there certainly is. Years gone by, this was a par 5 for the U.S. Oh, he is winding this one up. Does he have the power, though? Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
Frank, I know you like boxing. That was some heavyweight power right there.
Smoked it. Happiness is a long, 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 long walk after that one.
Ready for his second shot, trying to knock it on the green.
A little bit of backspin.
Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy.
Here we go.
That was a good run right there. Almost went in.
No.
At least he's seen the line as it went past the hole. So just replicate that on the way back.
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. You can see the golfer is just boiling right now after that miss. And a drop shot here at the ninth.
Guess I need to turn it off soon.
That's a bogey putt, dropping down the leaderboard a bit, now at 2 over par. Take a look now at the 10th hole, Frank. Par 4, 462 yards.
Yeah, this one can play a lot of different distances. And the reason why is if you can sneak a driver to catch the downslope, it can run all the way down. You can have just a wedge in here. If you're not as fortunate and you leave it hanging up on that hill, it plays a good 200 yards for your second.
In the fairway here at the 10th, a nice way to start off the back nine. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Pitching wedge.
Just a bit offline here, Frank, but not too bad.
Even if it's the wind or just the lie there, should be okay.
Early part of this back nine and a good approach shot. And now we'll have this for birdie. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point.
Okay.
You can't leave it short, Frank.
Oh, and especially right in the middle.
For par. Rolls in the par putt, stays at +2.
Terrible.
Don't forget, second round coverage coming your way tomorrow here on EA Sports for our entire crew. I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now.